All right. I'm going to do another reading of some of my poetry. Look, Ever Freeman's speech that's formulated a good conversation, even stupid ones that are done in the right time, right place. However, my perspective towards the parallel lines it totally turns when this when goes from the actual decisions to what is turned to actual plan that brought upon another individual's life and lives and what actually caused harm to another and all cause harm to all mankind. Whereas these fine lines between physical harm and verbal rhetoric are ultimately change that leads to actual physical violence. Also, we already have laws in the books about hate crimes. When those conversations turn into something else that leads to violence. Whereas when this has a negative effect on individuals' life and safety, the law will be brought down upon those who intend to cause such harm to another individual's livelihood for reasons it's not in their control. But to be whom, I must make second word whom back. You are from the day that set forth in the journey through life. Therefore, the echoes say that those who are from the day or the birth or beyond, life has always remained true. For it was so in the time and place that we have lived in fear over what may overcome and what should be the past of these issues of indifference and should only be the past memories and remembered so it doesn't happen again. For these issues should never be considered a farce because of someone else's buffoonery and looked at past those unimaginable moments when the member from from now on. Therefore, what is a joking matter is as always a matter of fact that these could be you in these positions. Then, as this may take a step forward and at least one step away from the horrible moments that should be viewed as a waste of time to spend your time worried about these issues that should be cleared, that should have been cleared away from the minds of a long time ago. So we may see that we may look forward into the future if we move on from the past. We should have moved on from the past issues long ago. Also, these issues will slumber inside those that never close their gates of hate. When this shall be brought upon those who cross from good to evil and threaten the lives that form the gates of hate that may have never been closed from those individuals that fought a good fight, good versus evil. And so this problem should be resolved and found to have been brought to what was brought to have come closer, so you may move on to better intentions. Therefore, there's no excuse for horrendous actions that ended in physical action. And their debate and those that persist to those that create unlawfully actions of harmful cause harm. As this is a case of right versus wrong. And this shall be opened upon the court of law when the close dawn upon those who broke the law. Otherwise, those will cross the paths and swept away by the arms of justice, so that you may see that this is a spark that calls the law of these issues. And when we will bring these issues to actions and attention that will be a case that will end up in detention. Therefore, it leads to what if someone else is having bodily injury done to them, and law will be brought down to justice to those that were threatened the wrong way, and state should be condemned. However, we do not need to any international law to recognize any type of Holocaust with the Jewish people, not international. Now, this should be recognized as a Holocaust, what happened before. So it should be looked at, shouldn't wouldn't looked at over one another's better or worse. Because Holocaust should never happen. That's what I was really about to point that out. And they should be remembered and never happen again. And because they're all equally wrong. And the Holocaust is wrong. I jumped into this not knowing what this was about. To do any individual such unimaginable behavior to cause these tragedies. No one's above anyone or below anyone. We're all the same. You know, Holocaust speaking out. Life is about where you, and let me just see the paragraph actually. Life is about where you've been and where you're at. And now from life experiences, you'll want to be able to grasp and hold on to those that don't slip away. Therefore, in those moments that seem to come and goes, and never want to let them fade away at a different time and place and stay. So bad moments are endured to regretfully to hold on to. Will or may have a grip on your heart and never goes away. Also, this may also have good or bad moments that may make you shudder to know and realize through the growing pains and growths of healed with sands of time. For what is the main purpose of these good or bad moments? They seem to find that later become informed in the life experiences that changes in appearances and time that fades away like the shadows and remnants of time that break through the sky and shine the light of the light still be lingering with the back of your mind and remain to see the memories of any siege of day or night of those moments that remain. Therefore, in these times that Therefore, in these times that you see and come and goes in storylines of life is told and flows through the existence of what has, will always test willpower, strength, courage, empathy, balance, and will test you and others in such actions of those realms of happiness and satisfaction. Likewise, to what you see and what you might want to cure and you cannot have, and it might make you feel willing and fine and make you heartache and what you is to want this to come out and stop, even when the world your shoulders is spinning out of control in the way of happiness and satisfaction. Otherwise, this might make you feel unwilling to give up your heartache. It wants to find those days and bring the happiness and satisfaction upon your life. Then on the other side, this may take on the happy moments and give you the satisfaction of those views at once. It may still be where you've been is yourself and whom hidden inside of you and from within you. And when you knew more about one's own story of where you have been and where you're at now. And now the satisfaction meet up and it's time to find what you might meet as your maker to give you the life that give you what will be beyond what you see in your eyes. That lives inside and outside of thee. And that faces those and so as you have faced those good or bad times and face good or bad times again. What we will face inside and outside the world of existence is in his or her own time to keep hidden inside of those loose, or let loose what inside, or let loose what was hidden away, and open up and clear the air when many breathe a collective sigh of relief, and then face the world at the end of the day. As this moment's trapped in a time and place that's spent or was spent, that is spent or was spent, then this time is added up to the Sandman that you may plan on will always be there for you. As you know, as you know, you and how you want to spend your quality amount of time. Therefore, in the time of those moments of bliss, of times of remembrance, to what you're searching for, or what will connect you to those realms of your own reality and happens to satisfaction of the man. See what fits in your own narrative and what is ultimately needed to be known and what is wanted to be is free. And meet up with those who want to see the journey that you will face and the growth of wealth and knowledge and even knowledge and wealth. So when your knowledge and wealth is gained and power is obtained, therefore you may be able to use up and cease and may cease to let those who hold you back to a factor of life and adapt to connections that will spark those positive intrigues that will release you to new heights so that you may take control of your life. It's pretty much tells you that capitalism is pretty much built to us all. We all strive to get to the best place in life. And if you're knocked down from what I'll say from the top of the statement, is that you're always looking to be climb the ladder of success and bumping up the next, but feeling safe but trying to get ahead of yourself. You know, intermeaning this a little bit here. Throw that in for the last few sentences of this. Then to be able to take charge of your life and energize your life to know the power up with your knowledge and your abilities. So your eyes see the light, the darkness of what is right and what is wrong to seize in those moments of grasp that works to empower you and what doesn't work that will lead you to be impoverished. So then you may realize and always be more to know in particular moments of time and space and tone at and say the words of anything may happen when you're in search for what happens, the satisfaction to how you may imagine an ideal world of happiness and satisfaction that made as is made that made you and is made for you in your life and beyond. Yep, that was about it. That was a reading of that last night.